Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Posii. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and also like this video if you're eventually going to find it useful. And also, if you have more questions, comments down below and I'll make sure to reply your questions. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my whole travel process to Canada. I barely know anything about this. Okay, I know a good amount of it anyways, but there are tons of videos. There are tons of videos you could watch if you really want in-depth explanation on the process, the entire process. But I'm going to just give you the surface, everything you just need to know, everything you need to do if you want to come to Canada. And yeah, I am not a professional. Please, disclaimer, I'm not a professional. I am not a licensed consultant. But yeah, I'm just going to be saying what worked for me, and you could try it out if it works for you. And I'm also going to be answering some of the questions you guys have about my moving, especially my accommodation. Like, I have gotten so many freaking questions about my accommodation. How did you find this beautiful space? Your landlady is so nice. This, that, and the third. How were you able to find it? Can you send me the link? I need somewhere like that. I'm going to be answering all those questions in this video. So stay tuned and subscribe, because you can't just be watching me for free. What is that? You can't just be watching me for free. So please subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet. And with that being said, let's get into the video. Okay, first off, the first thing we're going to be talking about is my school application. I applied to the University of Calgary, and that was the only school I applied to. I didn't apply to any other school. If I was going to apply to another school, it was going to be the University of Alberta. My parents chose this province for reasons best known to them. I also know the reason, but it's not something I can come and say on camera, like the reason I chose Calgary. But personally, I would have chosen Toronto, not because of anything, not because the schools there are better than my school, but just because more Nigerians are there. Toronto is a more populated province. That I would have chosen Toronto, Ontario, schools in that area. Calgary is really quite quiet, and although people are moving here more, like people are relocating here, it's still really quiet. Like, since I've gotten here, Calgary is quiet. So I started my school application process back in October of 2019, and I did not apply by myself because my parents wanted to make sure the process went smooth and like without any hitches, and they didn't want me to get rejected. So we hired a consultant back in 2019. I was still in SS2. I hadn't written WAEC. I hadn't done anything of the sort, but we hired a consultant, and the first thing she asked me to bring was my transcript. She collected my transcript, and she collected my transcript, which we had to go to the school, and they gave her my estimated WAEC result, because I hadn't written WAEC. So if you have not written WAEC and you still want to apply, yes, you can apply. You don't have to have written WAEC to start application, because I see some people take a gap year that they don't want to because they feel like they have to apply after their WAEC. And to be very honest, I got admission into university while I was still in SS2. I just needed my WAEC. I told them that I told the university that, oh, I needed my WAEC result. I don't have it at hand now, but I just want to apply. So as at the time we were still writing WAEC because of COVID, at the time in September 2020 when we were still writing WAEC, I was simultaneously writing WAEC, and I had also resumed classes. So yes, they are giving me my admission, they are giving me everything, because this transcript was an official transcript from my school. Now please don't go using a fake transcript. Use an official transcript that will most likely match with your WAEC result. My school gave them this transcript, gave me all distinctions in my transcript, because they knew my capability, and they knew like it was highly possible for me to get all distinctions in my WAEC result, which I did. So when I eventually submitted my WAEC scratch card to my school, there wasn't a conflict in the transcript. There wasn't a conflict in results. So it wasn't like they had to revoke my admission or anything. So please use a proper transcript. Don't say because you want to get admission for sure, you're not gonna tell your school that they should make your transcripts, they should beautify your transcript. Please submit a transcript based on, because I know how Nigeria can be. I know Nigeria, I know Nigerians. Please submit your transcript based on your actual ability. That is if you've not written WAEC. But if you've written WAEC, the only document you really need to submit is your WAEC. Now, people always ask me, do I need to write IELTS? Do I need to write TOEFL? Personally, I didn't write any of those exams. I was going to write it, but I didn't, because I figured out that I did not need it. My consultant had told me that we did not need to write IELTS for any of these things. Like English is Nigeria's first language, for God's sake. And in my transcript, I'd also really done well. In my transcript, I got A1 in my transcript in English. Also in my work, I got A1. So it was very obvious that yes, I could speak English. And English is Nigeria's first language. You really only need IELTS if English is not your country's first language. But English is our first language in Nigeria. And for some reason, some schools still ask for IELTS. But personally, my school, University of Calgary, did not ask for IELTS. Someone asked, how much was your application fee? I paid 125 or 145, either 125, 145 or $150 for my application fee. I'm going to put it on the screen somewhere here because I'm not too sure, but that's how much I paid for my application. And yeah, you need to pay to actually start your application. So it's not like, and it was different from the money we paid the consultant. And personally, I would advise you not to. I'm sorry guys, I talk fast, so sometimes I bite my tongue. Personally, I would advise you not to use a consultant, especially for your school application, because this thing is just online. It's something you can do by yourself, and if you need help doing it, if you know you can't do it by yourself, just hit me up on Instagram. I'll do it for you, but you pay me. But I will not charge as much as consultants to charge. But it's something you can do yourself. Just go to the school's website. I've had people come and ask me, does your school do law? Does your school do medicine? And I don't want to be rude, because sometimes I'm just like, you could just go to their website and check. I'm not my school's website. I don't know everything about my school. I'm not a consultant. I'm not my school's consultant. So everything was on their website. Even before I hired my consultant, I already went on their website, looked at what I wanted to do. I majored in psychology, by the way. Looked at what I wanted to do, chose another degree for my second choice, but I got accepted into my first choice, just psychology. But yeah, everything is online. You can literally do this application in your bedroom. Don't hire a consultant, especially for the school application. Now onto my visa application. Now this was really where I had hitches. For my visa application, I didn't have any problem in my documents. I started my visa application in September of 2020. I had already applied for school and I received admission into my school in January of 2020. I applied in October of 2019, received admission in January of 2020. But I don't know why my parents decided that they wanted to delay the visa application process. I can't really remember, but it was a valid reason. It wasn't that they purposely delayed it. It was a valid reason that we had to delay the visa application process. But we started it in September of 2020 in the middle of COVID. So the process was delayed because of COVID. Now, in September of 2020, when we started this application, everything was going smoothly. They asked for proof of funds. They asked for my school acceptance fee, my school acceptance fee, yes, my school acceptance letter. So those were the things they asked for. If there are any other documents, I'll put them on the screen here. And we applied in October, about 1 month later, 2 months, October 29th, we got our biometrics instruction letter. We went to do our biometrics. I'm saying we because my mom applied too. We went to do our biometrics in October of 2020, and since then, Canada went zip. I didn't hear anything. I got into depression because my mental state was messed up, because I didn't know why people who applied after me had gotten theirs and I just hadn't gotten mine. I felt like some people said, oh, those that got theirs on time, they use NSC So I was doing online school because I wasn't going to defer my admission. I was not going to defer my admission because I already want to finish school fast. So now imagine taking a gap year. I don't want to. So I didn't want to defer my admission. I started school online. And I was just doing it online. I finished my first year online. Hadn't seen any of my teachers in person. Hadn't seen my school in person. Didn't know what school, college life was. Everything was online for me. But everything was just stagnant until November. Yes. From October of 2020 to November of 2021, I didn't hear PIM from Canada. But in November of 2021, the thing started to look up after so many prayers, because I definitely believe there is a spiritual realm and everything is controlled by that spiritual realm. So in November of 2021, after so many battle fighting, I got my letter asking for my documents afresh. Like everything, they wanted everything. So all the documents I had submitted last year was useless. They wanted everything: proof of enrollment, proof of acceptance letter, tuition. They wanted to see everything. Another proof of funds. They wanted to see everything. So we had to start working on that. It was go, go, go. You know, after seeing reply after a year, I just went to I was just hurrying my parents. Daddy, mommy, let's do this, let's submit the new documents. And then my parents, of course, did come through, and we submitted all the documents to the embassy. Now, again, I want to say, do not use a consultant to apply for your visa. Everything is online. Just pay for the visa application fee, pay the biometrics fee. Do it by yourself online, because the consultants I use, are not to shade them or anything, they are really good, and they had times where they were useful. Especially when I wanted to buy my ticket, I collected my application portal details from them, and I was one really tracking it. So when there was a new development, I would go and tell my dad, and my dad would now call that, oh, hello, we've seen a new development, please can you check it out? That's when they would actually do something. So it was like I was the one doing it by myself, if you understand what I mean. So please apply for your visa yourself. Do not really pay. I hear that people pay thousands of, even millions of naira to these consultants. Don't do that. Apply by yourself. The process is easy. The process is online. You just have to fill a couple of forms. Honestly, you just have to fill a couple of forms. That's all you have to do. So do this thing by yourself. Apply by yourself. Now, someone asked about how much I had to show for my proof of funds, and I would just say enough to prove that I could sponsor myself all through the my years in school. Now, so many people have been asking about scholarships. How are you doing this thing? Are your parents paying your tuition? Are you on a scholarship? I am not on a scholarship, although my school did give me $1,000 they saw my transcript was good. And I don't know, I think it's just based on the way my school is, because I heard in University of Alberta someone received a $12,000 scholarship. My friend, like, it's not like hearsay, like my friend actually received a 12K scholarship. So apply to University of Alberta. Just go to University of Alberta. I don't know why my school decided to just give me 1K. How sweet my transcript was looking. My transcript had 7 A's. And I don't know why all they didn't fit to give me was $1,000, but I do appreciate it. It did lift a little off of my parents. So yeah, proof of funds, you just need to show. So if for the 4 years your tuition calculated, because they will give you your tuition in your acceptance letter. So if for the 4 years your tuition is like 40 million naira, you have to show that you have, for the past 6 months or for something like that in the bank, your bank officer is the best person to explain this to you, but you have to show that you have enough to train yourself. You have that 40 million naira in your bank account or your sponsor's bank account to train yourself through your schooling. I know you can't just borrow money and put there, because they are not dumb. They'll just see that if your account was on like 100K, then all of a sudden you had 30 million. Guy, how? So yeah, you have to like build your proof of funds. You have to just do it over 6 months. Even if you're borrowing, just use time and do it. my payment tuition. Someone asked, what do I pay? So I take 3 courses per term, so I pay about 7,700 per term. All right, next is flight process. I don't really have much to say about the flight process. The flight was pretty smooth, and the flight was really nice. I used KLM Airlines, so I haven't entered any other airplane before. I haven't used any other airline before. So, but I really recommend that airline because their food was nice. You guys, if you haven't watched the vlog, go watch the vlog because it was a lit vlog. I'm not even going to cap. It was a lit vlog. Now on to my accommodation. How did you get this space? Where did you find this space? How this and the third about just this accommodation. It's as if I just carry all of you to come and live with me. But in all honesty, so oh my goodness. So back in September of 2021, I decided that was when I entered my second year. I decided that I was going to talk to people because I did not know one single classmate personally. Like on a know me, I know you level, I did not know one person all through my first year. I finished first year lonely. But in September of 2021, someone emailed me, my school email, and said because my name looked Nigerian and she was Yoruba, so she just wanted to text people. And that was just my sign to actually start texting people. And I did start texting people. I was like, oh hi, I'm Nigerian. Are you in Calgary already? Are you in Canada? I just want to text my fellow Nigerians just so I don't feel lonely when I eventually get there. So I texted one person, and that's the person I call my aunt now. If you're familiar with my vlogs, you know I mentioned someone, and I was like, she's my aunt because she's way older than me. She's old enough to give birth to me. So I call her my aunt because she's way older than me, one, and two, like, we're just from the same state, so that's why I call her my aunt. But then when I was having when things were looking up in my visa process and it was time to start looking for accommodation, I asked her, I told her, see, we're looking for accommodation. I don't know where to stay when I come. I don't want to stay on school campus. And the 2 reasons why I didn't want to stay on school campus was, one, I couldn't cook my own food in the res I was going to stay in. I couldn't cook my own food. And 2, like, it was just expensive. There was no way I was going to go during the holidays, and I didn't want to pay rent to my school during the holidays. So everything was just going to be expensive. Like, for 2 years, for 8 months is 9K. Meanwhile, currently for 8 months, I pay about 4,800 for 8 months. So if you calculate it, like, it's way cheaper, and I can cook my own food. I have this big space to myself. Now I don't have this upstairs to myself. The upstairs is for my landlady, but I'm just filming here because of lights. But yeah, the kitchen, I have a big kitchen. I have my living room. I have my bathroom. I have my own bedroom. So I definitely suggest, if you can find an accommodation, if you weigh the prices and see that the price for your rest is way cheaper than outside accommodation, go to your school campus. But if you see that and you can win it, you can rent outside. Now, she found this apartment for me, and it wasn't like, yeah, there was a listing. My landlady was just looking like for someone to occupy the house because she's very busy, especially because of the outbreak. So she was just looking for someone to occupy the house. And I always tell people, like, this house is like compensation from God that, oh, you have struggled enough, especially because you waited for so long. So just take, I want you to go here and be comfortable. So that's what I always tell people, like, it's just compensation from God. It's not really like I did anything special to find this house. But if you're looking for accommodation outside your res, here are some places you could get apartments. You could get on Kijiji, you could get on Facebook Marketplace, and you could get on Rent Faster. I did find some cute apartments which I was going to rent if I hadn't found this one. I did find some cute apartments on Rent Faster, so I definitely suggest Rent Faster and Kijiji. But if you have somebody here, like if you know somebody in this Canada, tell them to look for an apartment for you, because you see, you will find cheap apartments. You may not find them online, but like if someone knows an agent in that particular place, please, they should find it in person for you. And please get accommodation close to your school, because the transit system in this Canada is not funny at all. So where you would drive like by car, where you use 20 minutes to get to, I use 2 hours to get to school. Meanwhile, if I was driving, I'll use 20 minutes instead. But I like this apartment, so I'm not complaining about the transit yet. But school is far. School is far. I don't know how I'm going to do it when we resume in person fully. But school is far. Especially because of the transit. If I had a car, it would have been chill. But I don't have a car and I can't drive. Which leads me to my set of advice. Number 1, learn to drive before you come here. Now, I do know how to drive, but I did not get my license. I'm not like a very good driver yet, and I did not get my license before I came here. Now, if you are above 18, please don't just go and get your license sake of say you want to come here and buy a car. No. Get your license because you actually know how to drive in high traffic areas. Please, I'm using the Lord God to beg you, because I know Nigeria, and I know how you can just go and get this license. So get your license because you actually know how to drive, and because you're above 18, and because you want to drive, and because you are staying far away from school. If not, just use the transit system. Because if I had known how to drive now, later, maybe by the end of the year, it would have just been easy for me to get a car and just be living here. But if I know how to drive, I've gotten my license. And if you don't get your license before you come here, you have to start from beginning. Meaning, you have to start as a learner. Then as a learner, you cannot just drive. You have to drive with someone above 18 who has a valid driver's license with you in that car. It's complicated. You will use like 5 years to get your proper driver's license in this Alberta. So try and get your Nigerian driver's license. That's if you're coming for masters and you know you're going to be driving. Try and get a Nigerian driver's license. It's going to help. Number 2 advice is come with Rob. If you don't know what Rob is, you're not Nigerian. Come with Rob. Like, actually come with Rob. Because I came in a very terrible weather situation. I came in -30. I got sick. And what really helped me was Rob. Like, I was sick, I was so cold, I was congested, my head was constantly aching, and it was just Rob that really helped me in association with the drugs I took. But come with Rob. Then come with painkillers and drugs for Qatar, because for your own sake, my brother and my sister, come with painkillers. Like, especially my babes, my sisters out there, please come with painkillers, so that when it's the time of the month, especially if you have cramps, you don't have to start looking for painkillers. Just go to your bag, pop one, take. Please come with painkillers. And come with drugs for cough and catarrh. So come with Septrin, come with vitamin C supplements, and yeah, come with Nigerian food. See, if you're a picky eater like I am, you can't just be tricking your mouth everywhere. Just imagine you buy food. Food is not cheap. Food is not cheap, and you pay tax on top food. So food is not cheap. So if you're buying food, now imagine you don't like it. You're going to throw that food away. If you're a picky eater, you're going to throw that food away. You're going to now come again and buy another food that you think you can eat. Waste of money. Please, especially if you're not started working, don't do that. Don't do that, because some people ask me why sometimes when I spend some money, my friends ask me why sometimes when I spend money, I still convert it to Naira. It's because I've not started earning in dollars yet. When I start earning in dollars, I will not convert it to Naira. I will convert to Naira again, but for now that I'm still earning in Naira, the money that I'm spending is still in Naira. Please, it's crazy. Just imagine like how much on food that you might not like. So come with your Nigerian food, bring Indomie, bring Godimo, bring cornflakes, bring Eba, as in bring Amala. My mom did not allow me to take those things because she was scared they would send it back at the airport, blah blah blah. It was my first time, we didn't really know much, but now she's cargoing everything to me. Glory be to God. Because I want to eat Amala. I miss my Nigerian food. please bring your Nigerian food, especially if you're a picky eater. So next are the questions I got. I uploaded a community post and I got some questions. Somebody asked, what kept you going during the wait? It was the fact that I knew I was going to still come here. It was the fact that I knew the devil was only trying to play pranks, and eventually I was going to come to this place. So the devil was only trying to annoy me. The devil was only trying to get to me. And yes, some people might say, oh yeah, just lie, stop blaming everything on the devil. Life is spiritual, and I definitely know that the spiritual controls the physical. So I associate all my things with the spiritual. So yes, it was the devil trying to play pranks, and I knew that delay is not denial. So I just kept the faith. I kept watching videos. I kept seeing myself in Canada. That's what kept me going. Someone asked, what province do you reside in? I reside in Calgary, Alberta. Someone said, how long did it take for you to receive your study permit? 1 year and 2 months. Another person asked, how did I get my accommodation? It's in the video. Another person said, how long did it take for U of C to give you admission? I applied in October and I received admission in January. So let's just say 2 months-ish, or 3. October to November 1, November to December 2. So 3 months, yeah. Someone said, how can I apply after being rejected? Apply again. Find out the reason they rejected you, fix it in your next application, and apply. Someone said, how good should your work result be? I don't know. Just let it be good enough for you. Let it be good enough for you. Some people like settling. If I get all C's, I'm good. But like if you get C's, yes, but don't strive for all C's. Strive for A. So if you don't get A, you land on B. But yeah, your work result should be very good, because there is in fact competition, especially if you're going to schools in like highly populated immigrant areas like Toronto. Calgary too is very highly populated when it comes to immigrants. Like you see Indians here a lot, and these Indians, they don't joke. These Indians, they are here to make their money. They are here to hit their goals. So these Indians don't joke. So if you're going to a highly populated immigrant area like Toronto, like Calgary, please just attempt to do well on your work result, so that you know that when you come here, when you apply, there's no competition for you, that even your work result is standing tall among other results. Someone said, do you need IELTS? I already explained that. Someone said, scholarship. Is it hard to get scholarship? Now the thing is, Canada's revenue is their economic revenue. They get part of their revenue from international students' tuition. That's why a Canadian student, a domestic student, might be paying 300, 500 for a course. Why me? Because I am an international student, I will pay 2K plus for that same course. I pay 2K plus for one course. Meanwhile, a domestic student will pay like 500 or 700 for that same course. So they barely give scholarships. They do. You see all this fully funded, pay me money so I will get you scholarship. Don't do that. Don't do that, honestly. Try and hustle for your first year school fees. Then watch this lady, Somi Charles' video on how to work for your school fees. Watch her video. I watched it the other day. I don't know, I'll link it in the description box. Please watch Somi Charles' video on how to actually work for your school fees. If you're going to work, please don't just pay anybody, because there are scam people like trying to say, oh yeah, I'll get you a scholarship. My school saw that, oh yeah, my work result was good, my transcript looked good, and then they said to give me 1K. They give others way higher. I think the highest I've heard of is 5K. So, but in Alberta, I've heard like someone collected 12K. So it's up to the school that you're applying into. Don't just, it's not hard, but don't think like, oh yeah, I'm going to get a fully funded. I don't think I've seen anybody with a fully funded scholarship. I don't know. It is possible, I guess, but I don't think I have seen anybody yet, and I have searched with a fully funded scholarship before I bite my tongue. I think. But yes, that is it for this video. If you have any other questions, please leave it in the comment section, and I'll make sure to, why am I stuttering? And I'll make sure to reply your comments And also you could hit me up on Instagram if you have any personal questions, like you feel like you don't want the public to see. If you have personal questions, please hit me up on Instagram, and I would be willing to help. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to this very point of the video, comment this emoji, and I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I'm vlogging on Friday, so I'm going to see you guys in my next video.